Here are some of the first things that you should do on Google Pixel 10 after the initial configuration. So if you are not sure what you should do next after the first setup, let me show you. So first of all, we can go to notifications, and there's a high chance that you will see this Pixel setup notification. And you might want to tap over here in order to finish setting it up. It has several different options that you probably can notice from the initial configuration, so this is pretty much another chance to go through these options. So if you missed something or if you changed your mind, then you can just go through here and set up quite useful things, like for example the screen lock password and so on and so forth. However, if you actually do not have the notification, let's pretend that it is not available, then of course we can set everything up by ourselves by going to the settings. So let's start. Let's go to the settings, and over here, if we scroll down, you should be able to find the security and privacy. And then in here we have the device unlock option. So if you want to create a password for yourself for the phone, then you can go ahead and choose the password type that you wish to use. Besides that, we also have biometrics, which can also be, of course, quite useful to use. So you can set up your fingerprint or use face recognition or face unlock. If you have Google Watch, then you can also unlock your phone with your Google Watch as well. Now, besides that, there is also the theft protection option, which also is quite important to set up. So you can set up the identity check, you can enable theft detection lock, offline device lock. There's also the remote lock and the Find Hub or Find My Device over here. So be sure to check these options out. I believe this one is one of the most important things that we can do at first on our phone to simply protect our phone. Next is the Google account or Google accounts. So if you are not signed into any Google account, or if you want to log into more of your Google accounts, then of course you can go to passwords, passkeys, and accounts. And over here we can press add account in order to, for example, choose Google, and then you can log into all of your accounts that you normally use. Of course, using Google account is quite important, maybe not really important, but it allows you to use, for example, the Play Store, of course, which is used to download new apps. Not only that, but it is also used to update apps. So once you go to the Play Store, you can tap on your profile in the top right corner. We can go to manage apps and device. And then over here, you will see all these updates that you can do on your phone. So you can go through these apps one by one in order to update them, or you can just press update all and then let it run in the background. Another thing that I want to mention is the system updates. So we're gonna go to settings, and if you scroll down to system, then over here you should be able to find software updates. And of course, you want to make sure that your phone is running on the latest update possible. So in this case, I'm installing security updates, so it can also run in the background. Once it is done, you probably will receive a notification that the update is ready to be installed, so you can reset the device afterwards. There is also app updates, which is pretty much the same that I had shown you in the Play Store, as you can see over here. The next thing that we can do is go back to settings, but this time we will go to display and touch. And over here, you should be able to find, for example, the screen brightness, the adaptive brightness, which is the automatic brightness, which we can adjust over here. I mean, the screen brightness can be adjusted in this place. There is also the dark theme, which is enabled by default, but of course you can turn it off if you want to. You can also tap on the dark theme itself in order to set up a schedule. And also we have the navigation mode. So if you don't want to use 3 buttons for navigation, you can choose, if you don't want to use gesture for navigation, you can switch to 3-button navigation instead, which apparently seems to be quite buggy right now because it's completely white over here with buttons, so I'm not sure. It's definitely, oh, there we go, it's now fixed. So if you have an issue just like I do, you probably just want to go back to the home screen in order to fix that. Let's go back to the touch and display, and there we go. There's also the adaptive tone and some other options that you might want to use. For example, we have the smooth display option, which allows you to use 120 Hz of display refresh rate, which is not enabled by default. So if you prefer that smoother experience, smoother animations, then of course it is recommended to enable it. Besides that, we can also open battery settings where we can, for example, show battery percentage, which then allows us to see how much percentage of battery is left every time it is visible at all times. And here we can also find, for example, the automatic battery saver. I believe here we can go to schedule in order to set it up if you want to. It is actually enabled by default, so if your battery drops to 20%, then the battery saver will be automatically enabled. If you want to, you can of course disable these options. There's also the adaptive battery option, which I believe should be enabled. So if you go here for the first time, most likely it is enabled for you. Let's go back. Here we also have battery health, so we can check the capacity. We have some articles about battery health, but there is also charging optimization, which should be used. Ideally, you want to limit your battery to 80%, believe it or not. But if you use just adaptive charging, then it also works just fine as well. Over here, we can also read a little bit more what is adaptive charging doing, how it works. And that seems to be everything. The rest, of course, is quite optional. You can now go through, for example, wallpaper and style in order to set up your wallpaper and so on and so forth. You can, for example, copy data from your old device by using Android Switch over here. And yeah, you can start installing apps that you usually use on your phone. But that is about it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.